the fall of Constantinople, which occurred on May 29, 1453, was a pivotal event in world history, marking the end of the Byzantine Empire and the rise of the Ottoman Empire as a major power. Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul, had been the capital of the Byzantine Empire and one of the most strategically important cities in the world for over 1,000 years. Its fall had profound effects on the course of European and Middle Eastern history, the balance of power in the Mediterranean, and the cultural and intellectual legacy of the ancient world. Background: Constantinople was founded by Emperor Constantine the Great in 330 CE as the new capital of the Roman Empire, and it became the center of the Eastern Roman or Byzantine Empire after the fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 CE. Despite its strategic location between Europe and Asia, and its fortified walls, by the 15th century, the Byzantine Empire had been in decline for centuries, weakened by internal strife, external invasions, and the rise of new powers such as the Ottoman Turks. By the time of the siege in 1453, the Byzantine Empire had been reduced to the city of Constantinople itself and a few surrounding territories, while the Ottoman Empire, led by Sultan Mehmed II, had grown significantly in power. The Ottomans had already conquered much of the Balkans and were poised to challenge the Byzantine stronghold. The siege of Constantinople began in April 1453 and lasted for about 2 months. The city was well defended, with massive walls built by Emperor Theodosius II in the 5th century, and a strong navy. The Byzantine defenders, led by the last Byzantine emperor, Constantine XI Palaiologos, numbered around 7,000 soldiers, including Greek, Venetian, and Genoese troops. In contrast, the Ottoman army, under Mehmed II, was estimated to be between 80,000 and 100,000 soldiers, including elite Janissary troops, as well as engineers, artillery, and support personnel. The most notable innovation in this siege was the use of gunpowder artillery, including massive cannons capable of breaching the city's famous walls. The Ottomans brought in giant cannons, the largest of which weighed over 1,200 pounds and fired cannonballs as heavy as 600 pounds. These weapons had a profound impact on military strategy and the future of warfare. Mehmed II also employed a number of military tactics to weaken the city's defenses. He built a siege fortress on the Bosphorus to control access to Constantinople and cut off supplies. He also deployed a naval blockade to prevent reinforcements or supplies from reaching the city. Meanwhile, the defenders were plagued by shortages of food, water, and ammunition. The final assault. The siege culminated in a massive final assault on May 29, 1453. After several weeks of bombardment, the city's walls had been breached in several places, and the Ottomans launched their final attack. The defenders fought fiercely, but the Ottomans overwhelmed them through sheer numbers and tactical superiority. The Byzantine forces were further weakened by internal disunity and the lack of support from Western Europe. Despite appeals for aid, only a small contingent of Venetian and Genoese mercenaries arrived to help, but they were not enough to turn the tide. By the afternoon of May 29, the Ottomans had breached the walls, and after several hours of intense fighting, the city fell. Emperor Constantine XI reportedly died fighting at the gates, marking the end of the Byzantine Empire. Aftermath and significance. End of the Byzantine Empire. With the fall of Constantinople, the Byzantine Empire ceased to exist. The city was renamed Istanbul and became the new capital of the Ottoman Empire. The fall of Constantinople was the final blow to the Eastern Roman Empire, which had endured for over a millennium. The Ottoman Empire, the capture of Constantinople greatly expanded the Ottoman Empire's territory, and the city became a center of culture, learning, and trade under Ottoman rule. Mehmed II became known as Mehmed the Conqueror for his success in capturing the city. End of Christian Byzantine influence in the East. The fall of Constantinople marked the end of Christian Byzantine influence in the Eastern Mediterranean. The Ottomans, as Muslim rulers, established a powerful Islamic empire that controlled much of southeastern Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa for centuries. Impact on Europe. The fall of Constantinople sent shockwaves throughout Europe. The city's capture by the Ottomans closed off access to trade routes through the Eastern Mediterranean. This contributed to the age of exploration as European powers sought alternative routes to the riches of Asia. Christopher Columbus, for example, sought a westward route to Asia in part due to the blockage of traditional trade routes after the fall of Constantinople. Cultural loss and migration. Many scholars and intellectuals fled Constantinople during the siege, taking valuable knowledge of ancient Greek and Roman texts with them. This migration helped fuel the Renaissance in Western Europe, as these scholars brought with them important manuscripts and knowledge of classical antiquity that had been preserved in Constantinople. Religious and cultural shifts. The Ottoman conquest also marked the spread of Islam into southeastern Europe. The Hagia Sophia, one of the greatest architectural achievements of the Byzantine Empire and a symbol of Christianity, was converted into a mosque and became one of the most famous landmarks of the Islamic world. Conclusion. The fall of Constantinople was a transformative event that shifted the balance of power in Europe and the Middle East. It marked the end of the medieval period and the beginning of the early modern era, setting the stage for the rise of the Ottoman Empire as a dominant force in the Mediterranean and Europe, while also contributing to the rise of European exploration and the intellectual movements that defined the Renaissance. It was a key moment in the long history of East-West relations, trade, and cultural exchange.